All right, let's dive right into this explainer. You know that feeling when you're scrolling Amazon at 2 a.m., looking for a quick tech fix, and you stumble across a product that just looks way too good to be true? Well, today we are decoding an incredibly polarizing budget tech item to find out exactly what's going on behind those glossy product photos. We're breaking down the Gabba Goods over-ear headphones to see if this is a hidden gem you need to snatch up right now, or if it's just a total waste of your hard-earned cash.
First things first, and honestly, the biggest reason these headphones are getting so much hype is the price tag. At just under $29, $28.99 to be exact, the Gabba Goods Wireless Over-Ear Headphones, especially in this super trendy mint color, immediately grab the attention of anyone on a budget. It's one of those impulse buy prices that makes it almost too easy to just hit add to cart without giving it a second thought. I mean, we've all been there, right?
But, we really got to ask ourselves the ultimate online shopping question. When a gadget looks this cute, gives off that luxury vibe, and has a price this incredibly low, what are we actually getting? Are we looking at a legitimate budget steal that somehow defies the odds, or is this just total junk wrapped up in a pretty package? Well, let's find out.
Section 1. The $29 Promise.
When you read through the marketing claims on the product page, they sound absolutely incredible for something under $30. The manufacturer claims these pack a 40mm sound driver for true richness in sound and deep bass. They're promising noise reduction technology. They boast about super comfortable artificial leather earmuffs for extended wear, a built-in mic, and even micro SD card support. Seriously, that is a massive premium-sounding feature list. It sets the bar incredibly high for $29.
Section 2. By the numbers.
So, how do these promises actually stack up out in the real world? With almost 1,500 global ratings, you get a deeply polarized split in the customer base. A very solid 62% of buyers absolutely love them, giving a perfect 5 stars. But wait a second, a surprising 12% hate them enough to leave a 1-star rating. That kind of polarization, that is a huge red flag that a product is delivering vastly different experiences to different people.
And the AI sentiment breakdown of the written reviews totally explains why. People are heavily praising the appearance and the value for money. Lots of positive mentions there, which makes sense. But check out the sound quality category. Out of 184 people who specifically brought up the sound, a staggering 109 had something negative to say. For a product whose literal primary job is playing audio, having the majority of those comments be negative is a major, major problem.
Section 3. Marketing versus reality.
Okay, this is the crucial part, figuring out exactly where those glossy promises disconnect from the actual user experience. Let's start with the audio. The claim is high-definition stereo with deep bass, but the harsh reality from the reviews, you get quotes like, terrible sound quality, everything sounds so muffled like I'm listening from another room. Buyers are constantly complaining that vocals are horrible and there are virtually no treble tones. It just sounds completely flat.
Reviewer Morgan R. did not hold back at all. They basically said the sound quality is actually worse than dollar store earbuds. And that fancy noise reduction tech, they pointed out it might literally just mean the physical plastic of the headphones happens to block a tiny bit of ambient sound. Nothing active about it. Plus, the materials apparently feel incredibly cheap compared to the sleek metallic finish in the photos.
Then we get to comfort. And honestly, it's another massive disconnect. The brand claims these have a super comfortable design that fits everyone from kids to adults, but the reality for a lot of adult users is quite literally a headache. We're seeing reviews explicitly warning that they are hella tight and will give you a headache after just 15 or 20 minutes. It's that awful feeling of headphones just squeezing your skull a little too hard. Ext Williams really hits the nail on the head here. They noted that the physical design is just too small for an adult head. Even fully extended, there is zero weight to relieve that pressure. And what happens when cheap plastic is put under constant, stretching pressure? It snaps. We saw multiple reports of the headband cracking or the whole thing just breaking apart within 5 or 6 weeks. But hey, let's be fair for a second. We've got to look at the other side of the coin, because remember, 62% of people did give these 5 stars, and they did it for a reason. Turns out, for a very specific type of casual listening, some users found exactly what they were looking for.
Users like Todd point out that if you just temper your expectations, these can totally work. Todd says they're a solid option if battery life matters way more to you than premium sound. They pair up easily, the battery actually lasts, and if you just need something lightweight for Zoom calls, spoken word audio, or throwing on a podcast, they honestly do the trick pretty well.
Section 4. The final verdict.
Let's pull all this data together and get a clear picture of exactly who this product is built for. This 3-star review from Thomas brilliantly sums up our entire explainer. He points out that, yeah, they look great in photos, and the Bluetooth is fine, but the cheap materials, the crazy tight fit, and that muffled sound really relegate these to one highly specific demographic: elementary school kids. They are absolutely not for audiophiles, and honestly probably not even for trendy teenagers who actually care about their music.
So here is the ultimate breakdown. If you want studio quality music, or if you have an average to larger sized adult head, run. Seriously, avoid these. But if your 7-year-old keeps destroying their iPad headphones every month, needs something for remote learning, and is obsessed with the color mint, this is a massive $29 win. They're also totally fine for budget-focused listeners who just need decent battery life for podcasts and couldn't care less about deep bass.
To wrap this all up, these Gabba Goods headphones are basically a masterclass in aesthetic marketing. You're getting a phenomenal price, you're getting a highly popular luxury vibe look, but you are absolutely trading that away for muffled, flat sound, a super tight fit that's really meant for kids, and some highly suspect long-term durability.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you're on a late-night Amazon binge, when you're shopping for tech on a super strict budget, are you really willing to sacrifice the actual core function of the gadget, in this case the audio itself, just to get that absolute perfect look? It's a tough trade-off we all have to navigate. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep thinking critically about those glossy product claims.